Hook, are you being gaslighted? Have you ever walked away from an argument feeling completely confused? You knew what happened. You remembered exactly what someone said. You remembered how they treated you. But when you tried to talk about it, they looked at you and said, "That never happened." You're imagining things. You're too sensitive. You always misunderstand everything. Or maybe they made you feel like you were the problem for simply expressing how their behavior made you feel. At first, you might defend yourself. You might try to explain what really happened. You might even go back through old messages, conversations, or memories just to prove to yourself that you weren't imagining it. But after hearing the same accusations again and again, something starts to change. You begin questioning your own memory. You start thinking, maybe I really am too sensitive. Maybe I misunderstood them. Maybe I'm the one causing all these problems. And this is where gaslighting becomes so dangerous. Because gaslighting isn't simply someone disagreeing with you. It isn't every argument. It isn't someone having a different memory of an event. Gaslighting is a pattern of manipulation that can slowly make you distrust your own thoughts, feelings, memories, and perception of reality. And sometimes, the person doing it doesn't even have to scream. They can say it calmly. They can smile while doing it. They can act like they are the reasonable one while making you question yourself. Over time, you may become afraid to trust your own decisions. You may constantly ask other people, "Am I wrong? Did I really say that? Was I overreacting?" And eventually, you may stop trusting yourself altogether. But here's the most important thing you need to understand. You do not have to lose yourself just because someone keeps telling you that your reality is wrong. In this video, we are going to uncover what gaslighting really looks like, the most common phrases gaslighters use, why it affects your confidence so deeply, and how you can protect your reality without constantly trying to prove yourself to someone else. Because sometimes, the first step toward getting your confidence back is realizing that you were never crazy for noticing something was wrong. Part 1. What is gaslighting? Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation where someone repeatedly makes you question your own memory, feelings, judgment, or perception of reality. It often doesn't begin with something dramatic. It can start with small comments. You remember a conversation, and they tell you, "That's not what I said." You explain that their words hurt you, and they respond, "You're being too sensitive." You become upset about something they did, and suddenly the conversation is no longer about their behavior. Instead, you are defending yourself. They may say, "You always make everything a big deal." You're imagining things. You're overreacting again. Nobody else would have a problem with this. When this happens repeatedly, you may begin to doubt yourself. At first, you might think, "Maybe I'm misunderstood." Then, "Maybe I really am too sensitive." And eventually, "Maybe I can't trust my own judgment." That is what makes gaslighting so damaging. The goal, or effect, of this pattern is not simply to win an argument. It can gradually weaken your confidence in your own reality. And there is an important distinction. Not every disagreement is gaslighting. Two people can remember the same event differently. Someone can genuinely misunderstand you. Someone can disagree with your feelings without manipulating you. Gaslighting becomes concerning when there is a repeated pattern of denying, distorting, dismissing, or twisting your experience, especially when it consistently leaves you confused and doubting yourself. And sometimes, the most powerful sign isn't what the other person says. It's what starts happening inside you. You become afraid to speak. You constantly replay conversations in your head. You start collecting screenshots and messages just to prove that you remember correctly. You apologize even when you don't know what you did wrong, and you begin trusting the other person's version of events more than your own memory. That is when you need to stop and ask yourself, why do I constantly feel like I have to prove that my feelings are valid? Part 2. The most common signs of gaslighting. Gaslighting can be difficult to recognize because it rarely looks like manipulation at first. Sometimes it sounds like a normal disagreement, but when the same pattern happens again and again, you may notice something strange. You always end up questioning yourself, while the other person never seems to take responsibility. One common sign is denying things they clearly said or did. You remember the conversation, but they completely deny it. I never said that. Even when you are certain, they make you feel like your memory cannot be trusted. Another sign is changing the story. First, they admit something happened. Later, they tell you it happened differently. And when you remind them of what they originally said, they accuse you of misunderstanding them. Then there is minimizing your emotions. You tell them, "That really hurt me." Instead of listening, they respond, "You're too sensitive." Or, "It was just a joke. Why are you making such a big deal out of it?" This teaches you to question whether your own feelings are reasonable. Another powerful tactic is turning the blame back onto you. You confront them about something they did. Suddenly, you're discussing your personality, your mistakes, your past, or your reactions. You came into the conversation asking, "Why did you do this?" And somehow, you leave wondering, "What is wrong with me?" That shift is important. A person can disagree with you without making you doubt your entire perception of reality. A healthy disagreement allows both people to explain themselves, listen, and take responsibility when necessary. Gaslighting is different because the pattern can leave you feeling confused, guilty, anxious, and unsure of yourself. And perhaps the biggest warning sign is this: you start needing evidence to trust your own memory. You save messages. You replay conversations. You ask friends what they remember. You constantly wonder, did I really see that? Did I really hear that? Am I actually the problem? When you repeatedly feel this way around the same person, don't immediately assume that you're crazy or too sensitive. Instead, step back and look at the pattern, because one confusing conversation may simply be a misunderstanding, but a repeated pattern of making you doubt yourself is something worth taking seriously. Part 3. The phrases gaslighters often use. One of the easiest ways to recognize gaslighting is to pay attention to the language someone repeatedly uses when you challenge their behavior. The words may sound simple, but when they become a pattern, they can slowly make you question yourself. For example, "That never happened." Even when you clearly remember it, they completely deny the event. Or, "You're imagining things." Instead of addressing what happened, they make you question your perception. Another common phrase is, "You're too sensitive." You express that something hurt you, and instead of discussing their behavior, they make your emotional reaction the problem. You may also hear, "You always overreact." You're making this into something it isn't. Everyone thinks you're difficult. These statements can make you feel isolated and convince you that your reactions are somehow abnormal. Another tactic is using your past against you. They might say, "See, this is exactly why nobody can deal with you." Now the conversation isn't about what happened today. You're suddenly defending your entire personality. And sometimes they use fake concern. "I'm honestly worried about you. You don't seem to know what's real anymore." That can be especially powerful because it makes their manipulation sound like care. But remember, a single phrase does not automatically mean someone is gaslighting you. People can say insensitive things without intentionally manipulating you. What matters is the repeated pattern. If someone consistently denies obvious events, dismisses your feelings, changes the story, shifts blame, and makes you question your own memory, that's when you should pay close attention. Because healthy communication sounds very different. A healthy person can say, "I remember it differently, but I understand why you felt hurt." They don't need to convince you that your feelings are imaginary. They can disagree with your perspective, while still respecting that your experience is real to you. And that's one of the biggest differences between a normal disagreement and a manipulative pattern. Part 4. Why gaslighting makes you doubt yourself. The most dangerous part of gaslighting is not the argument itself. It's what happens after the argument. When someone repeatedly tells you that your memories are wrong, your feelings are exaggerated, and your reactions are the real problem, your confidence can slowly begin to disappear. At first, you may strongly defend yourself. You might say, "No, that's not what happened." But after hearing the same thing over and over, you may start thinking, "Maybe they're right." This can create a constant state of self-doubt. You replay conversations in your head. You analyze every word you said. You wonder whether your reaction was justified. You may even apologize just to end the conflict, even when you don't believe you did anything wrong. And eventually, you can start asking other people for confirmation before trusting your own decisions. Do you think I'm overreacting? Did I misunderstand what happened? Was I wrong for being upset? This is how gaslighting can affect your sense of self. You stop asking, "What do I think?" and start asking, "What will they tell me to think?" But your feelings don't have to be approved by another person to be real. You are allowed to say, "That hurt me." You are allowed to remember an event differently. You are allowed to disagree. And you are allowed to step away from a conversation when someone repeatedly refuses to respect your reality. The goal isn't to prove every single detail to another person. Sometimes, the goal is simply to trust yourself again. Part 5. How to protect yourself from gaslighting. The first step in protecting yourself from gaslighting is understanding that you don't have to prove your reality to everyone. If someone constantly tells you that your memories are wrong, your feelings are ridiculous, or your reactions are the real problem, don't immediately start arguing harder. Instead, slow the conversation down. Ask yourself, what actually happened? What did I see, hear, or experience? Try to separate facts from someone else's interpretation of those facts. For example, instead of thinking, "Maybe I'm crazy because they said I'm imagining things," think, "I know what I experienced. Their opinion about my experience does not automatically make it false." Another important step is keeping a record when necessary. If conversations repeatedly become confusing, you can privately write down important events, dates, messages, or what was discussed. Not because you need to build a case against someone, but because having your own clear record can help you stay grounded when someone repeatedly changes their version of events. You should also stop over-explaining yourself. When someone is committed to misunderstanding you, giving them 10 more explanations doesn't always solve the problem. Sometimes a simple statement is enough. "I remember it differently. That comment hurt me. I'm not going to argue about whether my feelings are valid. We can disagree, but I won't accept being insulted." These statements bring the focus back to your boundaries instead of forcing you into another endless argument. Another powerful step is talking to someone you trust. A healthy outside perspective can help you recognize patterns that are difficult to see when you're emotionally involved. And most importantly, pay attention to how you feel around the person. Do you constantly feel confused? Do you feel like you're walking on eggshells? Do you apologize even when you don't know what you did wrong? Do you feel afraid to express your honest opinion? These feelings don't automatically prove that someone is gaslighting you, but they are signals worth examining. Protecting yourself doesn't mean winning every argument. It means protecting your ability to think clearly, make decisions, express your feelings, and trust yourself. You don't need someone else's permission to know what you experienced. And sometimes, the strongest response to manipulation isn't a better argument. Part 6. How to respond when someone is gaslighting you. When you recognize gaslighting, your first instinct may be to prove yourself. You may want to show screenshots, explain every detail, repeat the conversation, and convince the other person that your memory is correct. But sometimes, the more you try to prove yourself, the more the conversation becomes exhausting. A better approach is to stay calm and keep your response simple. Instead of saying, "No, you're wrong. I remember everything," you can say, "I remember the situation differently." If they say, "You're too sensitive," you can respond, "You don't have to agree with my feelings, but you do need to respect them." If they say, "That never happened," you can say, "I'm not going to argue about what I experienced." And if they continue insulting you, you can set a clear boundary. "I'm willing to talk when we can do it respectfully." Then step away from the conversation if necessary. Remember, a boundary is not a threat. A boundary is a decision about what you will and will not participate in. You don't have to convince someone who is determined to misunderstand you. You also don't have to keep defending yourself for hours. Sometimes the strongest response is simply, "I know what I experienced, and I trust myself." Another important thing is to avoid letting their words become your inner voice. If someone repeatedly tells you, "You're crazy," "You're too sensitive," "You always cause problems," don't automatically repeat those statements to yourself. Ask instead, "Is there actual evidence that this is true? Or have I heard it so many times that I started believing it?" And if the situation keeps affecting your confidence, talk to someone you trust or a qualified mental health professional. You don't have to face constant confusion alone. Your goal isn't to win the argument. Your goal is to protect your peace, your boundaries, and your trust in yourself. Part 7. Conclusion. Gaslighting can make you question your memory, your feelings, your decisions, and even your own sense of reality. But remember this: you are not too sensitive simply because something hurt you. You are not crazy because you remember an event differently. And you don't have to spend your life proving your feelings to someone who refuses to respect them. Learn to recognize the patterns. Trust yourself. Set clear boundaries. And when a conversation constantly leaves you confused, guilty, and questioning your own worth, take a step back and look at what is really happening. Your peace matters. Your feelings matter. And most importantly, your voice matters. If this video helped you understand gaslighting better, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. And if you've ever experienced something similar, share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.